Today we will explore the reasons for word formation under the context of Hong Kong and China. In our video, we will explore 5 different words, and each word will be analyzed through 3 perspectives. These 3 perspectives will be context, word meaning, and linguistic description. Every word has its own unique linguistic features, but many typical English words have been changed in meaning through its frequent use in Hong Kong and Chinese culture. Those who understand both English and Chinese have begun to use these terms in their own distinctive way, and many of these terms are only understood by those living in Hong Kong and Chinese culture. As a result of the increased use of internet slang and colloquialism, English terms have acquired new meanings among Hong Kong and Chinese people. These conversions in meaning reflect a larger discussion behind how words can be applied in real-life situations. Listen on for our presentation.
The first vocabulary is rigid. There are 3 meanings of rigid, depends on the adjectives and also the different contexts. First meaning is a masculine name, and is also the name of 3 kings of England. It originates from England and named after 3 British kings. The first one is Richard I, Richard II, and also Richard III. It is a vocabulary of Broad English, and we usually use it when we are naming a person and usually refer to a man. The first meaning of Richard can be categorized as a nominal, and is also an expression of gender in English, which refers to a name of male. Besides, it often expresses a nominative case which functions as a subject. Example: Richard as a noun. Nice to meet you. My name is Richard. Richard is also used when we are praising a man's appearance, normally describes someone who is really handsome and also charming. It originates from a Hollywood movie, Pretty Woman, in 1990. This movie not only won high box office in Hong Kong, the male protagonist, Richard Gere, also became the dream man in many Hong Kong women's hearts, and therefore Richard became the synonym of charming, attractive, and handsome in Hong Kong. This meaning of Richard is usually used in Hong Kong, and it not only frequently appears in the Hong Kong-produced dramas, but also in daily conversation. It is also commonly used and mutually understood among Hong Kong people who were born in the period of 1950s to 1980s, especially for those who grew up in Hong Kong. The second meaning of Richard is under the category of nominal, and it is also used as an expression in expressing the quality. Example: Richard as a positive adjective. Oh my god, he's so Richard. I feel like I have a crush on him. The third meaning of Richard is applicable for both men and women in describing someone as stupid and silly, usually used as an irony and also euphemism. It is commonly used among the 90s and millennial generation. It originates from Hong Kong and developed in a famous Hong Kong online forum called Golden. It evolved from a Cantonese vulgar word, luk tat, meaning stupid and idiotic, because both luk tat and Richard shared a similar pronunciation, and therefore the Hong Kong people use Richard as a euphemism in mocking someone who acts something really silly and looks stupid. It is commonly used among the 90s and millennial generation of Cantonese speakers of Hong Kong. It only applies in the Hong Kong context, particularly among the bilingual speakers of Hong Kong. It is interesting to know that even though you are the Chinese, but if you are not grown up in Hong Kong and do not speak Cantonese, then you will find it difficult to understand because you do not have the socio-cultural background and knowledge about Hong Kong. Meaning 3 of Richard is also under the category of nominal. It is also used as an expression in expressing quality. Example: Richard is a negative adjective. Haha bro, see what have you done? You're so Richard.
The second word we're going to analyze is flag. Let's start from its original first. The term flags, from their use as landmarks, is used as programming to mean a requirement to process an action. If the requirement cleared, one says the flag is true or the flag's been raised. When it's not met, one says a false flag falls. Originally a programming term, It comes to be used to mean progress in a relationship or omen of disaster, and other divergent meanings. A famous flag is speaking optimistically and holding on to hope when things are dire. Since most die after this, it's known as a death flag. However, the most common of meaning of flags is that they are symbols of countries. In this context, flags are nominals with a neutral meaning. The second meaning of flag is used in computing field. In programming, a flag is predefined bit or bit sequence that holds a binary value. Typically, a program uses a flag to remember something or to leave a sign for another program. For example, in a message being exchanged by programs, a 3-bit flags field or data area might be set to one of 3 configurations: 001, 011, or 111. In this case, flags are nouns with a special meaning and their terminology in computing field, but they're still neutral. The third meaning of flags with the common word collocation death flag. It starts in a Japanese meme where a character says he will go back home and get married after the war. Tragically, he died in the war. It has some extensive collocations. For example, when a flag doesn't go as expected, or when a person stops the outcome in themselves or ignores it, it's known as breaking the flag. So in this case, flags are nouns, but it alludes to the meme in the Japanese culture. It has a elective meaning, and it's always used with the collocation breaking the flag. The third meaning of flag is in Chinese context. It has a synonym that resolution, but it refers to resolution which may not be achieved, and it is used as an irony. For example, let me set a flag. I'll definitely lose 20 pounds this month. However, everyone here in the world knows that this won't come true. In this case, it serves as a slang, and it has a elective meaning. So let's move on to our next word.
And now I'm going to introduce you a new vocab, Fighting. It originally pronounces as fighting and pronounces as fighting in Korean pronunciation. Under the universal context, according to Cambridge Dictionary, fighting means the act of people fighting, especially in a war. For example, furious fighting has continued all day on the outskirts of the town. Under the Korean and K-pop community's context, it is a word of support or encouragement. It is a present participle, whereas cheers and exclamations of support usually take the form of imperative verbs. For example, Korean fighting! It means support Korean! For synonym, fighting in Korean context shares the same meaning with come on or you can do it in English, and it means as same as oil in Chinglish. The word fighting in K-pop context derives from a Cornish misuse of the English word fighting with the diffusion of Korean culture. This use of fighting was spread to the world. Fighting is a special word. First, the meaning of this word is culturally different. Korean speakers share a different understanding to other English speakers. Second, originally, it only reflects the identity of Korean. Now, every K-pop fans will also use it to represent their identity. Third, it is pronounced differently in Konglish, but the spelling remains the same. K-pop fans may initiate the Korean pronunciation instead of sticking to the original pronunciation.
Now I'm going to analyze a word, flower boy. This word contains 3 meanings. First of all, it refers to a guy whose first priority is his appearance and women. A flower boy likes to talk to women and is known for having numerous flings. For example, this word can be used in a conversation. In this example, The flower boy is referring to Paul, who is close with Becky today, and he was close with Kathy. He is playing around with women. For the second meaning, it refers to a guy who looks as good-looking as a flower, but he is not necessary to be feminine. Then in this example, it is used as a noun, which refers to a guy who is the hottest, sexiest, and the most attractive member of the group. For the third meaning of this word, it could be used to describe a boy that looks and acts feminine or girly. Then in this example, it refers to a guy who wears makeup. Let's talk about the origin of this word. The emergence of this word is strongly influenced by the concept of bishonen from Japan. Bishonen is a word which describes a boy who is as beautiful as a young lady. At the same time, there is a famous comic from Japan called Boys Over Flowers. The main characters are handsome, rich, and people call them flowerful. And this comic is extremely famous in Asia. This popular work has several live-action adaptations in Japan, China, Taiwan, and Korea. Because of this work, people start to use flower to describe a guy who is handsome just like a Prince Charming. Korean even create a new term, gokminam, so as to describe a good-looking guy. Gok refers to flower, min is beautiful, nam is boy. This term is frequently used by the media to praise the appearance of their idol boy group. Along with the Korean wave, this term has been spread widely. This word have different meaning in different contexts. For meaning 1, it is usually in a native English-speaking context as it is an English slang. For meaning 2 and 3, they are usually used in the K-pop fandom community. However, fans from the West and the East, they have different interpretation. The Western fans would think that flower boys are more feminine, but for fans from the Asia, they would think flower boy is more like a neutral term, which does not degrade the masculinity of the member. The word flower boy is nominal, and it is a compound of flower and boy. The gender use of this word is specified by the word boy. Interestingly, the word flower girl does not refer to a girl who is as beautiful as a flower. It means totally differently.
The final word or phrase is 하얀디, but be careful, it's a tricky word, for the meaning can be completely opposite in various contexts. Okay, here we go. The first meaning of the word is an informal greeting to the female relatives within a family context. This kind of meaning mainly shows in standard English and social contexts like UK and US, where the word hi is a casual greeting word, and auntie is an informal form of aunt, the sister of someone's mother or father, and wife of someone's uncle, according to Cambridge Dictionary. Moving to Asian societies like Hong Kong, Singapore, and India, the phrase hi auntie has experienced a series of change. In daily reality context, is a greeting to the woman at the age around speaker's mother. The change mainly lies in the word auntie. In that area, it refers to the women of the last generation. For example, the friends of parents, peers' parents, and even strangers. It's similar to dama when it comes to old women. For example, in the picture, the girl may say, "Hi John, this is my mother," and John, the boy, may greeting to his mother, "Hi auntie, nice to meet you." So far, the word formation of the phrase doesn't change too much in set varieties. Hi in hi auntie is shortening from hiya, the abbreviation of how are you, and auntie is formed by adding inflectional suffix e to the word and. If we analyze in morphology, auntie is the combination of free morpheme and bond morpheme e, the suffix with meaning of informality and closeness. From word category perspective, hi auntie as a whole serves as introduction, with hi as an introduction and auntie as a nominal word, which is address of the person. Now, if we focus specifically on Hong Kong context, things may go a little bit darker. Hi auntie can mean to insult the person one is talking to. It can be seen as public protest slogans, which is hi auntie plus a big exclamation marker, as well as on Hong Kong local blogs, casual chit-chats. the Hai comes as a vowel language with indot, which is exactly the Cantonese version of F-word. While auntie still means peers or someone else's mother. It is indeed a vowel language, however, it isn't considered difficult as an refinement when the speaker is extremely indignant. For example, it appears in anti-government demonstrations as well as just a debate on conversational policies in a legislation council. What's even more darker, the word high-ante is used when talking about coquettish women. It emerges within Hong Kong's social network context, such as Facebook and WhatsApp. In this situation, high carries the implication of sex, while ante means mature women. The unexpected change is due to the linguistic factors and social discourse of the phrase in Hong Kong. The greeting word hi is the homophone of Cantonese vowel word hi, which is the F word. This coincidence contributes to the meaning shift in Hong Kong bilingual context. The word first appeared on Hong Kong local PBS Speech Golden, when the administrator implemented the program Golden Filter to automatically replace some frequent vowel language with literally positive words or phrases. This Cantonese verse was replaced by English word high-ante. It is such a smart translation that combines the sound and the meaning that is diffusely adopted by the netizens.
Our video today has discussed the linguistic descriptions, implications, and real-life utilization for 5 English terms applied in Hong Kong and Chinese context. Consequently, there is not one single definition for one word. One word can possess multiple meanings depending on its use in context or cultural background. In Hong Kong and Chinese society, changes in word formation is clearly seen through nearly created meanings for English words that have different meanings outside of Hong Kong and China.